You ready? Yeah, this is Calvin with As It Is podcast number 28. Y'all, we in it for the long haul. The things that we have experienced in the past, they ain't coming back. We moving forward with what we got, and it ain't gonna go back to where it was. In terms of the presidency, Donald Trump, one thing about him, the guy was honest. He really, I believed that what he was doing was best for the country, and the new president Joe Biden and his vice president Kamala Harris, even though she's the first female vice president, the fact of the matter is she and he are going to do exactly what they're told. It ain't going to be them making decisions on what to do or how to do it or that kind of thing. They're going to do exactly what they're told. And I don't like what they're being told, And if you look at the situation, something I'm really, really concerned about is the nursing homes. I mean, you have to go through some changes just to be able to visit your mother, your father, whoever is in the nursing homes. And people are dying, supposedly from COVID in these nursing homes, and I'm willing to bet any amount of money that they're dying from loneliness. How you gonna be 89 years old, 90 years old, and you in a nursing home and you can't see your children? You know what I mean? You can't see your grandchildren. You got to go through all kind of changes just to be able to visit. And what effect is it having on these people? You know what I'm saying? That they can't see their loved ones, and it's just horrible. And then they're mandating or gonna mandate that you gotta wear a mask, and just what's gonna happen when it comes to the vaccinations? Is gonna be mandated that we have to get a vaccination? And the fact of the matter is, mandates are not really the law, but we've been fooled into believing that if we don't do it, we're gonna be in trouble, which for black folks, sad to say, we will be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a Caucasian and you say that I feel my rights are being violated and I'm not accepting this, you know what I'm saying? More in all probability, you're gonna get away with it. A black person, on the other hand, the relationship we have with the police, it ain't gonna happen that way for us. So we can protest all we want, and in all probability, we're gonna go to jail. And so I'm not saying this because, I feel that I am saying it. I'm saying it because there is discrimination. Let's face it. And it ain't going nowhere no time soon. You know what I'm saying? And so with the new president and vice president doing what they're told, whoever the powers that be, so-called powers that be, because they really don't have no power except for that which we give them, but they are gonna dictate what's gonna be done as they have been doing for years, and it's looking ugly. What hope do we have? We got a lot of hope, y'all, and we have to understand the hope that we have is based on the power that we have, and we have God-given power, to do what it is that we know is righteous and in our best interest, So let's start doing that. The thing that I'm most concerned about is a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk going on. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. I ain't seeing a lot. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why when something comes out of my mouth, I want to show you, just to give you a simple example. I told y'all the last time we saw this podcast that I was going to extend the garden. You see it. It's extended. It was from here to here, and now it's from there to there. I told y'all I was going to build a watermelon patch, out there. And we can walk out there while I'm talking so you can... Before we go there, though, let's look at the greenhouse. And I told you guys what I was going to do with the greenhouse, that being a part situated for growing herbs and sprouts, and then another part for growing stuff out the ground. And so I don't know if I showed you this last time, but that's what this looks like. And so from the doorway, that doorway to here, I already got the shelving. I'm going to install it today. I brought my compost box in over here, and I'm going to start making compost. And then back here in the back where you see, there's something coming up right now. That's going to be the plants that I plant in the ground. So you can see what it is that I said that I'm talking about. And let's go out here to the watermelon patch. Y'all can see too, we found this puppy. Me and the guy y'all saw me with last week, James. He actually saw this puppy, and we picked it up and brought it here. And I don't know why. He asked me to keep it until he and Aya come back. And I told him the other day I'm really attached to this puppy, and it's gonna be hard to let him go, but we'll see. Cause he's really stop. He really I really appreciate having this puppy, because I had a dog as a young guy, and my mother told me I couldn't keep him unless he stopped making noise, so I built a little cage for him to be in, and I went in there and slept with him so he'd be quiet that night, and she let me keep him. Yeah, this is the spot right here, y'all. This is where the watermelon's gonna be, you know, and we just cut that last week. It's kind of growing back, but you can see the lower part of the grass, you know, from here all the way over there to that pile right there of grass, and then out to about here. I might extend it a little bit, but I think this is gonna be enough up to here. And so again, I'm just showing you that what I said, you know, I think it's very important to be able to see it, what we're talking about, and that's the hope that I'm looking at. You know, if we can think it, you know, we can manifest it. And so we need to start thinking about what we're going to do to be self-sustaining and not be dependent on the powers that be for our well-being, because they looking at the money. You know, they ain't looking at us and what we need. So we need to get our own. Something that I want to mention to you as well. Nicole is pointing over here toward the trees. You can see that the deer, you know, are eating at the bark. This is an apple tree, and the deer were eating at the bark. So Nicole suggested that I put fences around it, so I did. You know, so it's a fence around each tree. That's an apple tree. This is another apple tree, and what happens, you're supposed to have two trees because the bees or something, some kind of way, I think somebody pollinates this, and they carry that pollen over to that, and then both trees get apples, right? And so we got a pear tree over here as well, and we got to get another pear tree so that the same thing can happen. I don't know exactly how that works, but I do know that you need one of each tree to pollinate the other tree, okay? So we're going to wind up having one more tree over here. I'm going to get that sometime, probably this or early next month. Anywho, so I didn't talk about this, I don't think, the last time, but this is something, again, that I'm saying we talk about stuff, and even if we think about stuff, when we communicate with other people, let's show them what we're talking about, you know? So you guys think about how, you know, you have a dream, you have an idea of how you're going to make it manifest. You can talk about it, but manifest it. Make it happen, you know? And I want to really send a shout out to a couple of guys, because I think it's so important, you guys, that we have mentors. And they don't have to be older than us. They can be peers. They can be younger, you know, but we need somebody to communicate. And there's three guys that come to mind right away. One of them is Lucius. He sent me a book the other day when I talked to him about the podcast. I sent him a podcast, and he became what do you call it when somebody, a follower? Is it a follower or? Yeah, I think. And then there's Paul, you know, who I met in, I think it was back in about '86. You know what I mean? And he and I have been communicating for the past, how many ever years that is, from 1986. Lucius, I met in high school. And then Labib, my guy, you know, and he and I have shared an awful lot, and I've only been knowing him for a couple of years. But these three young men are a vital part of my life, and I just want to, you know, thank them so much publicly for doing what they do, and to tell you guys, male and female, get somebody you can communicate with. Get somebody that's going to push you you know, to continue doing what you're doing if it's righteous. And most importantly, get somebody that's going to be honest with you. You know, somebody that ain't going to lead you on or tell you something to make you feel good or that kind of thing, but going to be honest with you and share what they do with you as well. You know, be open to you so that the both of you can interact and build each other up, you know. We need it, y'all. We need to communicate more. We need to take a look at what it is that we're doing. We need to understand that hope is alive. And Aya, my stepdaughter, did something last night. She held a class. The thing I admired most about that class was the fact that she talked about the problems that we're having, but then she ended it with what we can do about it. And she wasn't talking about some abstract stuff, keep hope alive, or, you know, that kind of thing, but actually talking about what we can literally do, you know. And the one thing that she brought up that I thought was so important, she said, go online, you know, build a business online, you know, because we're going to be losing jobs. It's just going to be a lot going on, man. And it's people like her and James and you know, other people that I experienced in my life that they're just so beneficial to me, you know. And of course I got to talk about my dear wife who's holding that camera right now. You know what I'm saying? And I said it when one of my wedding vows was, what was it? You make me want to be a better man. You know what I'm saying? And get some people that want you to be better, you know, and that you love, you know, and that love you. And we gonna do this, y'all. It's our world, and we taking it back. All right. So I really appreciate y'all listening to me. I hope I didn't bore you. And as always, imparting, y'all. I'll holla.